Good morning. To Pastor Strickland, Reverend Priest, other members of the clergy, to Governor Haslam, Deputy Commissioner Godwin and Commissioner Gibbons, and members of the Memphis City Council, and most especially to this bereaved family, the family of Officer Timothy Wharton. Words truly fail us at times like this. I know the grief and the heartache you all feel has been and is indescribable. Certainly, our sincere expressions of our sorrow have not and will never be adequate. In the end, however, as you can see from the thousands who are present here today, and the millions, no less, who have whispered prayers for this family, you are not alone. And our shared faith teaches us you never will be. And Ms. Warren, let me just say that from my visit with you at your home, I can see how your faith is strengthening you and those around you. Without question, my hardest day as mayor of our great city was this past Sunday. First, to hear of such a senseless crime that left 2 souls dead, one of them being one of Memphis' finest, and to then be at the hospital with Director Armstrong to share this tragic news with you, with Tim's father and his sister. As President Ronald Reagan once remarked, when a victim of a murder is a law enforcement officer, there's an added dimension. In this case, the assault is not perpetrated only against an innocent individual, but also against the society he represents and is solemnly sworn to protect. Tim Warren died doing his job, and his death has shaken this community. A day of celebration was scarred by an evil act that will haunt us all for years to come. But while this horrific act of one individual may have ended the natural life of your beloved husband, father, son, brother, friend, fellow officer, there are many thousands who will keep alive his memory forever and eventually erase the memory of this horrible day. While the violence that erupted in one family came to forever impact your family, another family is here to help and support you. This family is all around you, wearing their uniforms, calling your name at their group meetings and worship services, asking those in attendance to keep you in their prayers. dropping off donations at local banks and fundraisers, or just kneeling in prayer somewhere. One evil act may have brought us all here, but it will not overshadow the power of the human spirit demonstrated in the life of Tim Warren and the lives of those who support Officer Warren's family. One evil act may cause us all to grieve, but it won't make us give up on people. Tim wouldn't have wanted it. He wouldn't have wanted it that way. One evil act may have extinguished Tim Warren's life, but it cannot damage his memory or lessen our resolve to continue the work assigned to his hands. The police motto is to protect and serve, and Officer Tim Warren specialized in the service part of policing. He went above and beyond the call of duty in helping people. His commitment to service was bigger than his job requirements or his official responsibilities. Many business executives often play golf in their spare time. Elementary school teachers often crave the company of grown folks when they get away from the children. Many professional chefs, instead of fixing a special dish, will, as a diversion, order takeout every once in a while. When your job or career asks you to do one thing, sometimes you just want to get away from what your job requires you to do. But let me say this. One thing that made Tim Warren absolutely remarkable is that his career was wrapped around service, and then at every chance he got, he did the very same thing in his spare time and his personal time. He was fully invested in serving others as an officer, as a Christian, and as a human being. I have heard so many stories in the last several days about this big man with an even bigger heart and spirit. His selfless acts and kindness seemed to grip those who were the beneficiaries of his good deeds and those who witnessed those good deeds. And while he wore the badge of the Memphis Police Department, he carried another ID with him. He was in the Lord's Army, a Christian soldier who used love, not force, understanding, not intimidation, compassion, not convictions, and a big heart, not his imposing stature, to help and minister to people in need. To the men and women in blue, your brother, Officer Warren, served with valor and dignity. His acts mirrored what so many of you do each and every day in going above and beyond the call of duty in working with the people of our great city and community. As officers, you serve and you protect, even in the prospect of danger in the next block, around every corner, behind every door. In less than favorable circumstances, you serve, and it's not always painted the way it should be painted, and not always appreciated the way it should be appreciated. But we want you to know that we know it's a calling for you. It's a profession, and you serve with passion. It's not just a career, it's a calling. And we in the city of Memphis appreciate you. We see that Officer Tim Warren, and we can say with assurance that he fought a good fight, he finished the course, and he kept the faith. Ms. Warren, you told me about the ram. Goodbye, Memphis Ram. May you ever grow in our hearts. You were the grace that placed itself where lives were torn apart. You called out to our community, and you whispered to those in pain. Now you belong to heaven, and the stars spell out your name. And it seems to me that you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never fading with the sunset, when on Sunday the rain set in. And your footsteps will always follow you along our greenest hills. Your candles burned out, but your legend never will. Tim did it his way. He changed the words to an old gospel song. When the trumpet of the Lord shall sound, and time shall be no more, and the morning breaks eternal, bright and fair, when the saved of earth shall gather over on the other shore, and before the roll is called up yonder, Tim will be there. Thank you, and may God bless you all.